For this video, Dave and Philip went on a road trip to Germany, the promised land of beer, pretzels and serious engineering.
We have our first stop right here, which is a big coal mine. So there you see the coal, the black stuff, and then the machines digging it out.
They now arrived at WEIMA, a shredder company. These guys build really powerful machines, huge shredders for industrial applications. WEIMA and Precious Plastic developed a new shredder to empower more people into recycling plastic. The shredder is industrial quality and will be shared open source online for free today.
So we're currently at WEIMA, so we're gonna see a factory, what they're building, and the new Dave. Shredder.
What's going on?
This is Torsten. He knows all the ins and outs of shredders and their capabilities.
Lots of sharp edges.
Let's have a tour of the WEIMA factory.
So this is our final assembly area. So what you see here is the final product, starting with very small machines to mid-sized machines, and our biggest machines are not even here because they are too big.
So these are your small shredders?
Small and mid-sized shredders. But those ones you see here, it's called our WL4, is the most common machine, mostly used for wood applications, especially in Germany, but also worldwide.
So you're saying you make like 1,000 machines per year?
Exactly, and this makes us one of the market leaders in our industry.
It's like 3 per day.
Yeah, it's quite challenging, and we're doing this for over 40 years now.
Well, and do you see also then more shredders being, if you've been doing this for 40 years, more shredders are being requested because the world goes more into recycling and shredding is often this first step, or is it?
Yeah, we see a higher demand over the last 5 years. It's because people's mindsets are changing as well. So the society is asking for more sustainable solutions to process your waste.
Yeah.
It's more in the media about it. And we're very happy to provide them with the right shredder for the application.
Okay, let's see what a mid-sized shredder can do.
This is our Precious Plastic workspace here. We've been using it for almost a year now. It's equipped with the shredder, our Shredder Pro.
The new one.
Great machine.
Wait, before we get into the new machine, let us show you the messy, exhausting and dangerous road it took us to get to this point. Here is Dave to explain it.
10 years ago, Precious Plastic started here as a graduation project, wanting to recycle plastic waste by making machines that people can recycle. And originally, when Precious Plastic got released, we developed a few machines to recycle the plastic, but we actually didn't make a shredder. It was too complex for us and we didn't really know where to start. So first step, we started watching lots of shredder videos. From very large machines that shred cars to smaller ones. Very satisfying actually. And this was my favorite video back then. Nice tune. But all these machines online are huge. We needed a smaller one and open source that people around the world could replicate it. So we first prototyped one with 2 axes, which is the one we saw a lot on the internet. And then we tried a single axe with a higher speed. It didn't really work, it just came out again. Then we tried using some saw blades to shred all the things. But that all didn't really work, so we went back to the original one, which was these 2 axes. And it worked really well, but it was just a bit too complex to make. So we figured let's make it into a single axe, and this one actually worked quite well. So finally we added a motor so it could just run on its own. And once the machines were good enough, we recorded videos and shared the drawings open source online for free. It's quite basic and sketchy and all the electronics in a jerry can, but it worked. And this shredder has actually been replicated all around the world, really everywhere, from Indonesia, Spain, Thailand, Ukraine, Chile, Taiwan, name a country and it's pretty much there. And we saw many people getting started recycling plastic, which is great, but when traveling around, seeing the community grow, we realized waste piles are also really huge. Waste is really everywhere. Now some recycling places exist, they use bigger machines that can run all day, but they're really rough. And our tiny machine wasn't made for that. We wanted to make a more durable pro version, but in a friendly way and share it open source. So we started making our pro version, bigger. This time we had more engineers helping out, and we used a similar laser-cutted design, which is very simple to replicate, but we added much more robust components. So here's the Shredder Pro, making shredding much easier, and we can shred much more. It's a nice machine, but it's a bit complex to make, with the electronics and the alignment between the blades is hard, and it cannot really shred solid stuff. But up until now, none of us developing it was really pro. We didn't have much experience in shredders, just a bunch of young kids making a machine, that's all we got. But by now, precious plastic shredders are a whole market on its own, and many different versions, modules, and people replicating them. And that's why this next step is so essential. We always had this in mind from the beginning. What if we had a professional industrial company that would help us out? Companies that have been doing this for years, they must be able to build a really good shredder. And one random day, 3 years ago, WEIMA reached out. A company based in Germany, many years involved making shredders, building massive shredders. This was a dream 10 years ago to work with them to create a really solid machine.
Here we are, 3 years later. The machine is ready and the blueprints you can find for free on our website. Plus, we made a video on how to build it step by step. All so that others around the world can build, improve, and share back with the open source community. And recycle more plastic. This version of the Pro Shredder by WEIMA has some interesting features compared to our other machines. It can shred up to 100 kilograms plastic per hour, our highest output yet. It can shred much bigger things due to the increased input size. It can change the size of sieves so you can control the output size of your flakes. It takes only 30 minutes to take apart and fully clean. A single shaft rotor with interchangeable teeth. Built with robust industrial components so that it lasts for years. It has an overload protection to prevent it from breaking. And finally, the drawings are CE certified. This machine is our most powerful and robust one yet.
So what do you think could break this machine? What stupid thing should we not do?
You would never be able to break the machine. He would just stop the rotor from rotating. Because at some point there's not enough power to cut the parts out of a big piece, and it would just stop. And then the electronics will tell you, okay, power peak, and then the safety switch tells the machine to shut down. That's it. So it's pretty user-proof, user-friendly. You can not easily mess up the machine. The worst thing that could happen would be breaking a tip of a knife at some point if you're throwing in very hard plastics and doing this continuously over a long period of time. But it's very user-friendly.
Well, and so one of the things when I started Precious Plastic a long time ago, I was making these machines, and kind of also because I wanted to have them open source so people could replicate it, but the machine drawings, you couldn't find them open source because it was not a common thing to share drawings. It's a bit an unusual thing to do.
Oh yeah, very unusual, especially as a mid-sized German manufacturing company that has been around for so long. Because we started this project with this open source thinking in mind. It was never a thing for designers to have any scary feelings.
So it could be a good thing for more people in the plastic industry to open source a bunch of their...
Yeah, we really hope that we can encourage more companies to get involved.
Some extrusion, injection companies?
Yeah.
If you're listening. Yeah, so what do you hope if this machine gets released online? Do you hope to see people hacking it or changing it or sticking with the thing?
Oh, yeah.
And,
Sure. We don't want people just copying it, and well, if that's the machine that they need and it works for them, great. They are more than welcome to tweak the machine and adapt it to their needs. We don't see any competition here. We are fighting for the same problem, and this is the plastic pollution problem. And that's why we're more than happy to see people tuning our machines and making it a better machine than it was.
Whatever gets more people into recycling.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the goal, and that's what we're also doing with our machinery here, our big industrial scale shredders. The development is never done or finished. The same is hopefully going to happen with our Shredder Pro. Our doors are always open, and we're happy to keep supporting you with our Shredder Pro. Like I said, optimization is never done, so if we can help out, give us a call.
Just the first version.
That's us, right? Exactly. More than happy to help you.
Thanks for putting all the work in it. I think it was always a dream of Precious Plastic to have a proper engineering company putting their expertise and knowledge into something like this. So I'm very curious what the community also will do with it.
Perfect.